Good day, ma'am. My name is JV Shason and I will be reporting the Presidential Decree number 532. So, here stated that the Anti-Piracy and Anti-Highway Robbery Law of 1974. So, whereas reports from law enforcement agencies reveal that lawless elements are still committing acts of depredation upon the person and properties of innocent and defenseless inhabitants who travel from one place to another, thereby disturbing the peace, order, and tranquility of the nation and stunting the economic and social progress of the people. Whereas such act of depredation constitute either piracy or highway robbery brigandage, which are among the highest forms of lawless condemned by the penal statutes of all countries, and it is imperative the said lawless elements be discouraged from perpetrating such act of depredation by imposing heavy penalty on the offenders, with the end in view of eliminating all obstacles to the economic, social, educational, and community progress of the Philippines. So now, this PD 532, therefore, in Section 1, titled, "This decree shall be known as the Anti-Piracy and Anti-Highway Robbery Law of 1994. And then the President Ferdinand E. Marcos Sr., the President of the Philippines by virtue of power vested in me by the Constitution and pursuant to Proclamation number 1081 date September 21, 1972 and number 1104 dated January 17, 1973 and General Order number 1 dated September 22, 1972 do hereby order and decree as part of the law of the land the following. Like Section 1, Section 2, definition of term the following on shall mean and be understood as follows. In first paragraph, Philippine waters, it shall refers to all bodies of water such as but not limited to seas, gulfs, bay, around, between, and connecting each of the island of the Philippine archipelago, irrespective of its depth, breadth, length or dimension, and all others waters belonging to the Philippines by historic or legal title, including territorial sea, the seabed, the insular shelves, and other submarine areas over which the following has sovereignty or jurisdiction. In paragraph 2, or letter B, is the vessel. Any vessel or watercraft used for transport of passengers and cargo from one place to another. Through Philippine waters, it shall include all kinds and types of vessel or boats used in fishing. Ang C is the Philippine Highway. It shall refer to any road, street, passage, highway, and bridges, or other parts thereof, or railway or railroad with the Philippines used by persons or vehicles or locomotive or trains for the movement or circulation of person or transportation of goods, articles, or property, or both. D is the piracy. Piracy, any attack upon or seizure of any vessel or the taking away of the whole or part thereof or its cargo, equipment, or the personal belongings of its complement or passenger irrespective of the value thereof by means of violation against or intimidation of persons or force upon things committed by any person, included a passenger or member of the complement of said vessel, and the Philippine waters shall be considered as piracy. The offender shall be considered as pirates and punished as hereinafter provided. E is highway robbery and brigandage. The seizure of any person of ransom, extortion, or other unlawful purposes, or taking away of the property of another by means of violation against of intimidation of persons or force upon things of other unlawful means committed by any person on may Philippine highway. Section 3 stated the penalties. Here are the penalties. Any person who commit piracy or highway robbery brigandage as herein defined shall upon conviction by competent courts be punished by A. Piracy. The penalty of reclusion temporal in its medium and maximum period shall be imposed if physical injuries or other crimes are committed as a result or on the occasion thereof. The penalty of reclusion perpetua shall be imposed if rape, murder, or homicide is committed as a result or on the occasion of piracy, or when the offenders abandon the victims without means of saving themselves, or when the seizure is accomplished by firing upon or boarding a vessel. The mandatory penalty of death shall be imposed. And the B is highway robbery and brigandage. The penalty of reclusion temporal in its minimum period shall be imposed herein highway robbery and brigandage. If physical injury or other crimes are committed during or on the occasion of the commission of robbery or brigandage, the penalty of reclusion temporal in its medium and maximum period shall be imposed. If kidnapping for ransom or extortion or murder or homicide or rape is committed as a result or on the occasion thereof, the penalty of this occasion is of death shall be imposed, or the death penalty. Section 4. Aiding pirates or highway robbers, brigands, or abetting piracy or highway robbery brigandage. Any person who knowingly and in any manner aids or protect pirates or highway robbers brigands, such as giving them information about the movement of police or other peace officers of the government, or acquires, receives properties taken by such pirates or brigands, or any manner derives and any benefit therefrom, or any person who directly or indirectly abets the commission of piracy or highway robbers or brigandage shall be considered as an accomplice or the principal of offenders, and be punished in accordance with the rules prescribed by the revised penal code. It shall be presumed that any person who does any of acts provided in this section has performed knowingly unless the contrary is proven. In the section 5 is the repelling clause. In the repelling clause, pertinent portion of Act number 3815, otherwise known as the revised penal code, and all laws, decrees, or orders, or instruction, or parts thereof insofar as they are inconsistent with this decree, are hereby repealed or modified accordingly. In the section 6 is effectivity of this law. This decree shall be take effect upon approval. Done in the city of Manila, the 18th day of August, in the year of our Lord 1919 and 74. That's all, and this is the PD Presidential Decree number 532. There are 6 sections in the PD 532. The first section is title of this decree, the definition of terms, and then the section 2 is the penalties. Section 3 is the penalties. Section 4 is aiding pirates or highway robbers, brigands, or abetting piracy or highway robbery, brigandage. Then section 5 is repelling clause. Then section 6 is effectivity. That's all, and thank you. Second report is the PD number 96, or the Presidential Decree number 96 by the President of the Philippines. This PD number 96 is declaring unlawful the use or attachment of sirens, bells, horns, whistles, or similar gadgets that emit exceptionally loud or startling sounds, including dome lights and other signaling or flashing device on motor vehicle, and providing certain exemption thereof. Whereas Presidential Proclamation number 1081 envisioned, among other goals, the bringing about of a social order characterized by a high state of discipline and order among the citizenry. Much of the chaotic condition from which our people have suffered and still continue to suffer as the direct result of indiscriminate and unregulated use of sirens, bells, horns, whistle, and similar gadgets that emit exceptionally loud or startling sounds, including dome lights and other similar signaling or flashing devices attached to motor vehicles and used on the highways. It has been observed that such unregulated use of siren bells, horns, whistles, or similar gadgets that emit exceptionally loud or startling sounds, including doom lights and similar signaling or flashing devices, actually impede and confuse traffic, are inconsistent with sound traffic discipline and control on the highway, and in effect constitute a major problem in the maintenance of peace and order. Now thereof, Ferdinand A. Marcos, President of the Philippines, pursuant to Proclamation Number 1081 dated September 21, 1972, and capacity as Commander-in-Chief of all the armed forces of the Philippines, do hereby order and decree. In the first paragraph is that it shall be unlawful for the owner or possessor of any motor vehicle to use or attach to his vehicle any siren, bell, horn, whistle, or other similar gadgets that produce exceptionally loud or startling sound, including dome lights, blinker, and other similar signaling or flashing devices. Number two is the gadgets or device mentioned above may be attached to and used only on motor vehicles designated for official use by the Armed Forces of the Philippines National Bureau of Investigation, Land Transportation Commission, police departments, fire departments, and hospital ambulances. Any devices or gadgets installed or mounted on any motor vehicle or otherwise used in violation of this decree shall be subject to immediate confiscation, and in cases of a second and subsequent offenses, the offender shall be prosecuted for violation of this decree before the military tribunal, and upon conviction thereof shall suffer the penalty of imprisonment for 6 months and or fine of 600 pesos. In addition, the certificate of registration of the motor vehicle on which the unauthorized gadget or device herein mentioned installed, mounted, or used shall be cancelled, revoked. The Commissioner of Land Transportation shall draw up promulgated just rule and regulation necessary to give effect to this decree, done in the city of Manila, this 13th day of January in the year of our Lord 1970.